Hi everyone! Today we'll be taking you on a creative journey through science. The goal of our project is to create a lasting experience for children visiting a science museum. We sought to complete this task by using and improving upon table science, a principle we found many Japanese science museums adopted. The key to inspiring creativity is being able to freely explore a subject. Science shows are often about one subject with one answer. However, our goal requires us to make science less strict and less rigid. It should be open-ended and relatable so everyone can interact and learn to connect to science on a deeper level. To make our experiment more relatable, we use materials from daily life, like vegetables. As for the results, let's talk about that. To test our experiment, we visited a nearby elementary school and were allowed to give a science show to a group of 6th grade students. We got our own classroom where we could set up the table with all the items that we would be using during the show. When the students walked in, they were immediately distracted by all the tools scattered around and were quite curious as to what was about to happen. When we sat down around the table and started the show, the students showed that they got a bit more nervous and shy. They weren't as eager and adventurous as when they walked in and were looking at the tools. So we decided to ease the tension a little by starting off with a short icebreaker, having a little chat about the weekend. Once the students felt a bit more comfortable, we decided to really start the show, with one of the most important parts, the mission question. We asked the students, try to make the vegetables float in water. All the students wanted to participate and try out different methods with different products that were available to them. The students enjoyed trying out the experiment by themselves. By doing so, we're also encouraging an open-ended and creative thought process, while they are trying to figure out the experiment.
俺、油使いたい。洗剤使えばいいんよ。俺らの勝ちやん。俺らの方がお前らより浮いとるけん。
Some of the children formed small groups and were competing with the others. While there was no reward offered, they would still compete with the other groups to see who could do it the best or the fastest way. The excitement from the 6th graders caught the attention of some 1st graders students in the room just over. They heard that the older students were having fun, so they couldn't miss out and wanted to join in. While the younger students required a bit more guidance and couldn't quite understand what was happening, they were still very curious about the experiment and wanted to know more and try it out for themselves. After giving the students enough time to experiment themselves, we showed them how we did it, after which we explained the science behind it as to why the phenomenon occurs the way it does. After which they would mimic our approach to test it out themselves. As we explained the science behind the floating vegetables, we gave the students a paper handout. On one side of the handout, we showed a simple and visual explanation about the experiment and the science behind it. It ended with the question, why do vegetables float in cola? This question sparked the minds of the students and they started thinking of different reasons why vegetables would float in cola, which made them want to experiment with other components on the table, like soap and oil, to see how that would affect things. On the other side of the handout, we gave the students an experiment they could perform at home, which, in the end, would help to discover an answer to the cola question. The experiment involves mixing colored water with sugar, so that the students could stack them on top of each other, each color having a different amount of sugar in it, and showing that sugar can affect the density. We wanted to make sure that the home experiment was short and easy to perform, as students have a busy life, from club activities to homework to playing games, and could otherwise have looked up against the experiment. Finally, we finished up the show with some time for questions, to relieve the students of some questions they still had, before ultimately leaving the classroom with a happy smile on their face.